What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Scale News Update. If you're not familiar with the show, this is where we talk about the news topics that happened in the scale world of RC over the past week. If you enjoyed the Scale News Update, hit the like button and let's jump into this week's topics. First for this week, Red Cat showed off a new G-body version of their lowrider platform at SEMA. Only a couple of photos really made it out into the public from Red Cat, but there were a number of photos taken by people who were attending the show. Pretty good looking option. If you weren't a fan of the 64 as much and the G-body may be more appealing, like myself, then maybe the price tag on that lowrider seems a little bit more reasonable. I imagine that everything underneath of that G-body shell will be the same as the previous 64 versions. In the meantime, the information that we have is it looks like it's going to come in 2 colors, but that's about all. Red Cat put out a press release on Monday saying that that vehicle would be announced in November and ship in mid-December. So if you're looking to cut it close to the wire for Christmas gifts, this one may be a roll of the dice. We'll take another look at this product once we get the official information from Red Cat on it. Last week, Traxxas released a new car. This is the Toyota GR Supra GT4. This is coming on that Fortec 3.0 chassis, which I have the Corvette version of. A little bit longer than the previous versions. Overall, just a nice design. The new Toyota, like the Corvette here, uses a clipless body system that's really handy. It's very similar to what they designed on the 2021 Bronco TRX4. When they say no clips, they mean no body clips. It still has a couple of clips that you reach under and just kind of press with your fingers and the whole thing pops off. Super easy, really convenient, and a really nice mounting system. The Corvette version that I have is really well detailed with a 3D engine underneath of the hatch. The Supra doesn't look like it has that detail, but the body itself looks great, a good wheel and tire package, and the longer wheelbase compared to the previous ones makes this look pretty appropriate when sitting next to most other 1/10 scale cars like our trail trucks and things like that. So if you're looking for something that looks appropriate next to a stable of trail trucks, this is it. It is an on-road car and it is a brushed version. So if you're looking for a street basher or something that you're going to upgrade later, then this is definitely an option. The retail price on this is going to be $349.99. These are currently listed as coming soon. So if you want to get your hands on one early, get yourself a back order put in, or just keep an eye on your favorite Traxxas retailer. MST released a ready-to-run version of that DC1. This is the CFS-WS platform, styled after a Land Rover Discovery, I believe. Don't know my Land Rovers all that well. This will come in a dark blue or a dark green color. The CFX-WS is a straight axle version compared to the Portal that the normal CFX-W was released in. This has a more appropriately styled axle for the shape of the body as well. This also has new wheels and tires on it. The tires are just over 4 inches tall to give it a pretty scale look and a nice all-terrain tread pattern on them. The servo is mounted on the axle and the motor is forward but rides fairly high to clear that axle mounted servo. Beyond that, it is a steel C-channel frame for a realistic style there, and they have updated to aluminum 4-link suspension all around. If you're interested in this new MST, I put a link in the description below too where you can read all of the details about it, as well as links to the rest of today's stories. And speaking of new Land Rovers, Carisma has now released a RTR version of the SCA-IE Range Rover. This is the 2.1 spec RTR. This is coming in a midnight blue. Now the SCA-IE, this is specifically the 2.1 version, some small upgrades from the 2.0. We've seen this before in a kit version, but now available in an RTR. Underneath of the body is the exact same as the previous models we've talked about with the 2.1 designation, a little bit lower gear ratio. They've changed a few other things here and there, but the big difference is that now you can buy this in an RTR version versus the kit version. This vehicle does have a shorter wheelbase than a lot of trail trucks now, coming in just over 11 inches, somewhere around 11.25 inches total, or 285 millimeters. The shorter wheelbase is fitting to make that Land Rover body look appropriate. Overall, the vehicle is scaled well, small tires, short wheelbase, appropriate stick out on the fenders as well. Distribution of Carisma, not great in the United States, but definitely better in Europe. So if you are here in the United States and you're shopping around for one of these, check out their website where they've got a list of popular dealers. And also new from Carisma is a rear cage or bed set. Similar to like the axial honcho rear bed set, this will mount to the backside of popular vehicle cabs, where normally they're made with two-piece bodies that have a separate Lexan body that you can ditch and then mount this type of unit to it. This gives you a mix of a tube design and some Lexan to either color match to your paint or detail however you would like. This is set up to carry a spare tire, and there's spotlights for the top of the cage. If you like the style, check out the links in the description for all of your Carisma needs. And speaking of rear cages, the Vanquish VRDI rear cage set, which is the cage set that comes on the new VS410 Phoenix Portal. It is available separately now as well. This is a low profile bed set that sits basically below the bed rails. This is also designed to mount to the back of a Lexan cab. And again, if you're using it on a custom application, you'll likely need to come up with a different mounting situation than is used on the VS410 Phoenix, which has hidden body posts mounted on the rear to tie into the bumper setup that comes on that Phoenix Portal. If you'd like to see more details on the VRDI, check the link in the description below. I want to thank Old Time RC for sponsoring this week's Scale News Update. Old Time RC is the website where I picked up that vacuum forming machine that I got a couple of months back. Actually, I've really enjoyed that machine, and I've really enjoyed having a benchtop vacuum forming machine here in the shop. After picking it up and working with them, they were interested in sponsoring a week of the Scale News Update. So if you're interested in one of those machines, they do have two different sizes, basically around an 8.5 by 11 or an 11 by 17, giving you the option to vacuum form in one nice complete package in your workshop. They also offered a coupon code Harley10, not case sensitive. Put that in the checkout on the website and you can get 10% off of either of those two vacuum forming machines. I'll put a link to both of those machines in the description below. Thanks again to Old Time RC. RC Four-Wheel Drive just released some new cast axles. These are called the TEQ Ultimate Scale Cast Axle specifically. These are made to bolt into either SCX-10.2 base vehicles or Enduros. These can work with either platform because they're basically complete from end to end. They include ring and pinion gears, which do look very similar to AR44 gears, although on their spare parts listing, they don't show them as compatible. I assume that they will be, but can't be sure at this time. The axle housing itself is the cast portion. It does have a third member and a diff cover that bolt together to mount them into that housing. It does come with the axle shaft, hexes, bearings, and a couple of links in the case of the front axle. As they're noted, they should be a complete drop-in application for an SCX-10.2. It does mention if you're going to use these in Enduro, you may have to do a little bit of link adjustment. These axles are also really cheap at $100 for the front and $70 for the rear. The front axle is slightly offset, gives you a little bit of an offset style, but not so much that it's not going to work with some of those platforms. The rear is centered with a tasteful truss molded into it. And these are available right now, so you can order those and not have to wait for a pre-order period. Check them out. Links to both the front and rear axles in the description below. Also new from RC Four-Wheel Drive this week, they did post a new set of 1.55 fuel beadlocks. These are the 1.55 ZEPHYR beadlock wheels. These are officially licensed fuel wheels, so you get a very close look to the full-size version of them. If you're looking for another wheel option for either of the 155 tire choices, add this one to the list. A new body option for you no prep guys, J Concepts released a 2018 Cobra Jet Mustang body option. Again, one of the better looking bodies I've seen from J Concepts, at least in the photos at this point. Sometimes J Concepts bodies can look a little wonky, but this one appears to look pretty good. And not exactly scale RC, but still RC. Last week, a new video from CarWow popped up, and this was a quarter-mile drag race between a 2011 Red Bull F1 car, a new NSX, and an Arrma Limitless. I won't spoil the results, but it was definitely worth a watch. The driver of the Limitless was riding in the NSX during the race. A cool twist and something that looked like a lot of fun. But that does it for the news topics for this week. For this week's question, tying it into that last story about the drag race with the RC versus the full-size car, have you ever done anything involving both a full-size and an RC? Even if it's just taking your scale rig with you when you go out on an actual full-size trail run or trail running alongside of it, or have you ever tried to do a top speed run while chasing it with a full-size car. I've seen a number of different combinations of those things, and I don't know that I've ever really tried to operate my RC from another moving vehicle that I can remember, but it seems like it would be a good idea in some fashion. Put it in the comments below. Always enjoys reading those. But that's gonna do it for this week. Thanks again for watching the Scale News Update. If you enjoy these videos, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already, and hit the notification bell so you see the videos as soon as they get uploaded. As always, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.